it going, man?
Doing good. Blessed.
Wanted to ask you about obviously the tweet that you had sent out about maybe probably not being back here long term. Can you kind of go through just your mindset with all that right now?
I think first I delete a lot of tweets, but if I'm people, if I'm a fan, I wouldn't put too much emphasis on that. I think people that know me, they know where my heart is at. I can't control everything, so for me, it's just all about just trying my best to kind of focus on the things I can't control, and that's just coming to work every day, trying to make the dudes around me better.
Let's go next to Todd Lebo. Go ahead, Todd.
Hey, Tyrann, you mentioned you delete a few tweets. On something like that, after you sent that tweet, did you immediately delete it? Did someone say, "Hey, what are you doing there?" How do you go through kind of editing yourself, and then do you kind of try to edit yourself before you send a tweet that maybe you don't want out there?
Yeah, I think obviously sometimes you tweet things, and other people reach out and tell you, hey, why you shouldn't tweet things like that. But I think most of the times it's all me. Obviously some things shouldn't be said, some things shouldn't be talked about. I think I'm a pretty open guy. I think I'm fair, as far as showing people who I am, and it could kind of work against you, sometimes, in this new social media world we live in.
Let's go next to Matt McMullen. Go ahead, Matt.
Hey, Tyrann. All the young DBs in your room, guys like Rashad, Bo Peep Keys, they're getting out there on the field this time. What are you expecting from them going forward here in the offseason program? And what have you noticed about their energy, their excitement level when they're back on the field?
Yeah, I think, for any young guy, you just want to see those guys take the next step in the system. For a lot of them, things move fast. We got a pretty complex, defensive scheme that we run. And so any guy that's going into his second or third year in the system, you would just hope that they take the necessary steps to kind of get better, whether that be communicating, whether that be showing up to work early, showing up to meetings early. You just want to see grow, put themselves in a position to, to be successful.
Next to Nate Taylor. Go ahead, Nate.
Hey, Tyrann, one guy I wanted to ask you about is CB Breeland. I know he's still a free agent. Just how much have you talked to him, and what would it mean for you if the team and him are able to have another season together, given that he was sort of helping out, obviously, the young cornerbacks in a similar role that you have with the rest of the DB room? Yeah,
I mean, Breezy's to me, he's one of the more underrated cornerbacks in this league. Really felt like the last couple of years he's really helped us out a lot. Him and Seward, really, manning their sides of the field, being able to play press man, bump and run, with elite receivers. So he's a guy that deserves, a lot of credit for what we've been able to do, defensively the last couple seasons. I try to keep a close relationship with all my guys. Me and Breezy is probably a little different. We talk more than others, but just really wishing him the best. I hope we can get him back here. But like I said, a lot of things aren't in our control. I just try to continue to be a positive influence, in his life, and just continue to encourage him no matter what.
Let's go next to Matt.
Hey, Tyrann, good to see you.
Hey.
I know it's early in this process and everything, but every team's a little bit different. You got some new faces this year. What is it that gets you excited about this defense? What is it that you see or maybe some areas where you guys can be better than even you were last year?
Yeah, I think, just talk about being better. I think we could be better in the red zone. I feel like we pretty much at the bottom of the pack, really in every red zone statistic. So teams are going to be able to put drives together on us. I think it's up to us. It's up to the players to really go out there and try our best to keep guys out of the end zone. I think that's going to give, our team, a greater chance to win. If we're able to kind of, make teams throw the ball in the end zone, instead of actually, running the football. And so, we've been harping on it. Coach Spags have been really harping on the details of it. And but I think that's something that I would love to see us, really get better at going forward, especially during the season.
The three more will go right down the line, starting with Tyrann. Go ahead, Tyrann.
Tyrann, I know, just to go back to the tweets that you sent out and deleted, I'm curious, do you still feel kind of that way, or do you think that a deal can get done? If I'm not mistaken, the timeline on Chris Jones was later. It seems like that maybe you need a deadline to get a deal done. So are you still optimistic that an extension can be done? And is this maybe just one of the frustrating parts of the business that it doesn't get done when you want to get it done?
I mean, I think, I think the negotiation process is, I think it's tough on anybody, especially a player. But, like I said, I try not to focus on it too much. I think I'm a fairly optimistic guy. I always look, I try my best to look out the bright side, of the window. But this is my third franchise. So I understand the business. I'm grown enough to understand it. I think I'm mature enough to understand it. And but I'm also mature enough to understand that, it's still a lot of work that I got to put in, that needs to be put in. And just kind of let God handle, everything else.
Let's go next to Steve Walls. Go ahead, Steve.
Hey, what's happening, T?
Hey.
Hey, you've been in this league a little while, right? And you've had the opportunity to, have a season after a Super Bowl win, and now it's coming after a loss. Does this one make you hungrier, other than years past because of this last year's loss?
Yeah, I think anytime you lose, you have a bad taste in your mouth. It could be a Super Bowl, it could be week 2, week 9. I think anytime you lose a game and you have to sit on it for a while, it could kind of stay with you for a while. But you just try your best to use it positively. Just try to dig deeper. Like we were talking about earlier, just trying to find new ways to get better. Whether that be individually or whether that be as a unit. So we got a lot of motivation right now. We got a lot of things that we feel like could get us back, to that stage and then capitalize on it. So it's all about us putting that work in, really believing in each other and helping each other to get better each and every day.
We'll go last to Pete Sweeney. Go ahead, Pete.
Hey, Tyrann, wanted to ask you about one of the tweets you didn't delete, and it's been recent tweets just about Charles Woodson and the inspiration he's providing you right now, late in your career. Why is that? And then from an aesthetic point of view, I know fans care about this. Do you have actual plans to potentially switch to 21 at some point?
I do. I'm hoping to switch to it next season. Yeah, I think Charles he's always been a great mentor for me. He's always been somebody that believed in me, that always given me nuggets. And I think if people really able to look at Charles Woodson's career, it really was the back end of his career, that he really excelled and he really, won Defensive Player of the Year and won a Super Bowl. And so for me, that's motivation. I think a lot of people saying I'm getting old, and I look at a guy like Charles Woodson who played, 18 plus years at a high level, and, he seemed to get better and better, each and every year. So, Charles has always been a great friend of mine, a great dude. And I think just his story, it's giving me motivation, to continue going forward.